Today we're going over 4 massive mistakes I see people make that is causing them to not lose weight and not see the body composition and body fat reductions that they want to see. If you avoid all 4 of these mistakes that I'm going to talk about today, you're going to be on your way to getting the best shape of your life, achieving all your fitness goals that you have, and you're going to be in the perfect position to burn body fat and lose weight. Now before we hop into the video, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. I post weekly fitness content to help you get in the best shape of your life, and if you're subscribed, you won't miss out on any of the content that I'm posting weekly. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, and it just really drives me crazy, and it's a simple fix, is that when people start to diet and they start to diet down and try and lose weight, they completely change their program and they think that they're gonna reinvent the wheel and that they're gonna up their reps super high and just burn all these calories, and that's really gonna help them burn body fat and lose weight. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions that you can make, is do not up your reps for the sake of burning more calories to try and lose more body fat. It took hard workouts, increasing weights, getting stronger. It took all of those workouts that you've done to build muscle are the same types of workouts that you're gonna do even when you're dieting. You wanna make sure that you're keeping everything heavy. You wanna make sure that you're still trying to progress your weights from week to week. The reason for this is because if we up our reps and we stop providing a stimulus for our muscles, this is gonna be a really easy way for us to lose muscle mass and tell our body that, hey, we don't need this muscle, we can get rid of this, we're in a deficit, we need to get rid of something. So when you're in a diet and we're trying to lose body fat and you're trying to lose weight, make sure that you keep your training program pretty similar as far as your strength training, pretty similar to what you've done previously to build muscle and build strength. The only difference is gonna come from your deficit, from your calories, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But make sure that you keep your strength training the same, keep it heavy, still try to progress in your weights from week to week. That's gonna help you maintain as much muscle mass as possible so that your body doesn't get rid of muscle. Also, I'm repping my Gym Sup sweatshirt. So I'm actually an ambassador for Gym Supplements. I've been taking Gym Sups for literally as long as the company's been going. I followed Jim Stepani before he even had his company. He's been recommending the same things that he's recommended since he started his company, and I'm a huge believer and huge supporter of Gym Supplements. If you use the code FITGRIND at gymsupplementscience.com, you'll get 15% off your supplement. So I'll leave a link down in the comment section and in the description below. My 3 favorite that I recommend are Pre-Gym, Pro-Gym, and a multivitamin. So go check it out. Like I said, links in the comments below. Use the code FITGRIND for 15% off. The second biggest mistake that I see people make, and this is kind of twofold. You can be on one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum. And this mistake is either having too large of a caloric deficit or having an inconsistent or no caloric deficit. When we're trying to lose weight, it's no secret that we need to be in a caloric deficit. Layman's terms, what that means is we have a base amount of calories that it takes for our body to maintain our weight. Generally, anything above that, we're gonna gain weight. Generally, anything below that, we're gonna lose weight. Now, dependent on the types of macros, the types of foods that we're eating, that weight gain or weight loss can come from different areas. Now, like I said, this is kind of twofold. I see a lot of people where they start dieting and they cut all these calories and they slash all these calories and there's huge caloric deficit. And those people, you may see some rapid weight loss and you might see some quick changes in the beginning. But one of the biggest problems with this is if you slash 1,000 calories from your maintenance calories, the problem is your resting metabolic rate is gonna decrease to that, and it's gonna be really hard to pull another card out of your back pocket, or it's gonna be harder to create another deficit down the road. So say that you're eating 2,000 calories and you go from 2,000 to 1,000. There's nowhere that you can go from eating 1,000 calories. You can't go eating under 1,000 calories and expect to live and have energy to work out and just function as a human. So when you're starting your diet, make sure that there's a small deficit. I would start off like 250 to 500 calorie deficit from your maintenance amount of calories. This is a good place where you're gonna see some awesome results, lose some weight, lose some body fat, and then once you hit a stalling point, you can subtract another 250 to 500 calories. That way you're not just creating this huge deficit in the beginning and then you have nowhere to go. Like I said, the other side of the spectrum is there's no deficit or it's a really inconsistent deficit. And what I mean by this is a lot of people will just kind of eat or not track their food, or they do really well during the week and then they have this huge spike on the weekends. And that's really gonna balance out to maintenance throughout the week. So what I would say to those people is make sure that you're tracking your food and that you are actually in a caloric deficit. And if you find yourself really going crazy on the weekends, maybe trying to loosen up the diet a little bit, or use, if it fits your macros, to incorporate those foods that you enjoy on the weekend into your macros. And what I mean by this is, say that you like a cookie or donuts, or you like chips and you like something salty and snacky. Find a way that you can still track those calories and make it fit in your macros throughout the week so that you don't feel like you're so restricted and then you have this binge on the weekend, because you're not gonna see progress if you're not in a consistent caloric deficit. The third biggest mistake that I see people make, and this one is huge, is they start off with way too much cardio. They think that, okay, I'm dieting, I'm cutting now, I need to add all this cardio, I need to hit cardio every single day, and that is a huge misconception, and I would really advise not to do that in the beginning, and here's why. When you're starting off and you're trying to lose weight, you always wanna have these cards in your back pocket to play. You don't want to play all of your cards and lay all your cards down, and then when you need, or when you hit a stalling point, you need to reach in your back pocket and you don't have anything left. You need to have these cards that you can throw at your body to continue to make progress. And if you're constantly hitting cardio every single day, your body's gonna adapt to that. Yeah, it's gonna create a really big caloric deficit in the beginning, but the problem is your body's gonna stall out at some point, and you're not gonna have anywhere to go other than up your cardio on those days, and you're gonna get to the point where you're doing like an hour of cardio each day. And if you're just trying to get healthy, lose weight, lose some body fat, you don't have to do an hour of cardio a day. So make sure that when you start off with your cardio, like I said, we don't wanna do too much in the beginning. You can always add more as you build out your program or you hit those stalling points, but I would recommend starting off with 2 to 3 times of cardio a week, and do the minimum amount of cardio that you can, because you can always increase the duration and you can always add days down the road. The fourth and final mistake that I see people make that is really hindering them from losing weight and losing body fat is really contradictory, and something that people think that I gotta work harder now that I'm trying to lose weight. And this big mistake is they're doing too much high intensity cardio. Like I mentioned in the first mistake that I see people making, is that they don't keep their weights heavy, they don't really focus on getting stronger to hold on to muscle mass. When we're doing really high intensity workouts, so doing interval style workouts, this is really taxing on the body. Yes, there's an awesome calorie burn. There is a really good improvement in VO2 max. You'll see a good amount of EPOC after that workout. But the problem is it's really hard to recover from these style of workouts. So if you're doing high intensity cardio workouts on every single day, it's hard to recover from. Also, a lot of times when we do these higher intensity cardio workouts, and we're actually burning through carbohydrates. So in the absence of oxygen, our body cannot burn body fat. So if you're using anaerobic energy systems, your body is more than likely utilizing carbohydrates stored in the form of glycogen in your muscles, and it's burning through that versus burning through body fat. So there's another case why you need to incorporate more moderate to medium intensity cardio. One, it's gonna help you get your cardio and create some sort of deficit that's not gonna be really hard to recover from. So doing things like jogs, like bike rides, walking, stuff like that, where our heart rate is just consistent for 20, 30 plus minutes. You're gonna get a good calorie burn from this, but it's also gonna burn more calories from body fat. It's gonna be a lot easier to recover from these workouts, and it's gonna be a lot easier to increase that duration over time if needed, if you start to stall out. So say that you're doing 3 cardio workouts a week. What I would recommend, especially if you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to diet and you're trying to lose weight and body fat, is I would start off with 1 high intensity day and 2 lower to medium high intensity days. We still wanna keep 1 high intensity day, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna help improve our VO2 max. And the higher the VO2 max, the higher fat burn potential we have and the more metabolic flexibility we have. What I tell people a VO2 max is imagine like a bench press. 1 rep max is the most amount of weight that we can lift on a bench press for 1 rep. Our VO2 max is kind of like our heart's 1 rep max, where it's the max volume of oxygen that our heart could utilize. And the higher the number, the better on that. The higher the VO2 we have, the more metabolic flexibility we have, meaning that it's gonna be easier to hold on to muscle and lose body fat. It's gonna be easier to lose weight, and over time, you're just gonna be healthier, you're gonna have a better functioning cardiovascular system, which overall is gonna lead to better health. So make sure that we're still doing at least 1 day of high intensity, but if you're doing those 3 days of cardio a week, 1 high intensity, and then 2 low to moderate intensity cardio workouts. So if you avoid all 4 of these mistakes and you implement the tips that I told you today, you're gonna be right on your way to getting the best shape of your life, burning body fat, losing weight, and really just taking your fitness to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you haven't done so already, come on, subscribe to the channel. If you're ready to get in your best shape of your life, you're ready to take your fitness to the next level, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss out on the content that I'm posting weekly. And as always, you can use the code Jordan20 for 20% off your first order at fitgrindapparel.com. Fitgrind Apparel is my personal apparel line, and we're really a brand for those hard workers that love to put in that daily grind, that love to put in that hard work, but also like looking good in their fitness outfits. So, like I said, if you're interested in checking out, I'll leave a link down in the comments and in the description below. fitgrindapparel.com. Like I said, use that Jordan20 code, you get 20% off. Now we talked about losing weight, losing body fat. last week I recorded a video where I talked about what rep range is the best to build muscle, so I'll leave that video for you to go watch here next. Make sure you go check that one out if you're ready to build some muscle and figure out which rep range is really the best to build some muscle. So go check this one out next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.